on application to application. Okay.
Okay.
If our business is sending message to another business, then it is called business to business communication.
Okay. Got it.
So B2B. So in case of B2B, we need to pay more attention on security, because we are going out of our safe landscape, right? Our network, out of our network we are going. So just like within your house, you are going from one room to another room is your network. If you are going to another house is another business. Just to easy understanding.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
So when you are going to some other house, you take some precautions, right? So comparing to going from one room to another room in your house, you need to take some additional things to take care, right? When you are going to some other house.
Yeah.
Similar things when you are talking to some other application system in some outside the landscape, we need to take some precautions. They will also take some precautions. They don't allow everybody to their house, right? Without invitation or without proper, like unknown persons, they don't want they don't want unknown guests.
To enter. Yeah.
So they must know who are coming into their house. That is called security. They give like uh, toll gate or pass or something, some mechanisms. Technically, we discuss all the mechanisms available for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is about ATA B2A. Thanks, Shrikant. Yeah. If anyone is having any other questions, we can discuss.
Thank you so much. It's clear.
Yeah. Thanks, Shrikant. Yeah. Anyone else having questions? Yesterday session. So I think Dinesh, we are good to start.
Yeah, thank you, KP. So yeah, okay. So far what we discussed is so about CPI. What is CPI and how it works, and what is the use of CPI? Yesterday we discussed about this. Okay, I hope everyone is clear on it. Okay, so today I'm going to show you the application, how it look like, and what are the key features we have in the application. This we will discuss today. So let me share my screen. So I hope everyone created account, right? Yesterday I have shared you the link, right? Is it created everyone, or do you still having any issues on it?
Dinesh, can you reshare the link?
Yeah, sure. I'll share it. Okay. So this is the BTP. Sorry, this is a BTP screen. So from the BTP screen, I told you, right? All are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Dinesh, your screen is visible, but yesterday we didn't actually go through it completely because there was some interruption
Okay.
with respect to your account. So
Yeah.
you said like you need to look into it.
Yeah, I cleared it actually. So due to some roles issue, it got not cleared. Okay. So let's see. So this is my account. Okay. When it comes to BTP, okay. So this is my account in the BTP. So in the BTP, we have to create a Azure server. I'll show you in the instance level. So whenever we go log into the BTP screen, it will show you like this. Okay. So here we need to create a trial account. Trial sub account for our requirement for integration suite or any other application. So BTP team will create this trial account. They will install our instances in the this trial account. Okay. So here what I did is I have created integration suite. I have added some instances here. So instance means it will have the it's like a landscape. Each instance will have uh, different landscapes, like development, quality, and production. How we have three landscapes, right? The same like each instance will have their own uh, landscape. So there they will maintain it actually. So in the each instance, you can see instance one. I have created one instance for development system. If you have other systems like quality and production, so BTP team will create and they will give it to us. So no need to worry about. We are not going to create. We just want to know what is instance and how it works. Okay, instance is nothing but a environment for a development, quality and production systems, and we have a runtime environments also. Okay, whenever you send any message or receive any message or do any developments, everything will be under runtime node. Okay, we have a two type of process we have in the integration suite. Okay, so one is
Dinesh, your voice is not clear.
is it fine now?
Yes.
So let's see. So we have runtime. Okay, so we have runtime environment. Runtime environment will help you to do transactions like whenever you do any development or any transaction related activities or any messages will process to PI sorry CPI, and when it comes to the third party activities, right? So all are will come under runtime node. Runtime environment by having their own nodes. Okay, we call it as a runtime node. Okay, in the runtime node, all the activities will be performed. So that's why we require a Cloud Foundry runtime node. So because of this, we have added one runtime node here. You can see that runtime environment we have created. So with the help of these, all the messages will be transferred and all are stored for a temporary purpose, not for the full time. So we don't have any database for CPI, so we just having the runtime temporary cache will be stored all the data, whatever the data will be transferred, right? So we'll store it. We have a data stores, but based on the requirements, we will use it actually. We will not use all for all the interfaces. We will not these data stores. Only for specific interfaces and some cases, no, we require to reprocess failure messages. At the time, we will store the messages in the temporary storage. So we call it as a data stores. We'll discuss it later. Okay. So this is how the runtime environment will be worked. Okay. So here we have instance and the runtime environment. So once these two are configured, right, then we'll go for the integration suite. Integration suite is nothing but a CPI, cloud platform integration. It's like application when we go when we want to do any development or anything in the CPI, right, then it will become purely under this integration suite. So here we need to work on it. So when you click on this, right, when you activate these, then it will take you to the another URL. This is called, we call it as a tenant URL for development. Each so for each environment. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can
Yes,
hear.
yes.
Yes, Dinesh. Yeah.
But can you list down the terms so that everyone will be understanding what is instance,
So yeah, so
environment?
runtime. Yeah, so runtime. So instant. Instance will have the environments like a development, quality, and production environments we have, right? So same like all the instance will have different environments. Each instance will have different integration suite. Okay, so development system will have one integration suite URL, and quality will have different URL, and production will have different URL. When it comes to BTP team, right? So what they will do is for each instance, okay, if you go to BTP, for each instance, they will create an integration suite backend tenant to URL. We call it as a tenant URL. Okay. So tenant URL will help you to access integration suite, respective if it is related to development system, right? So they will provide one endpoint URL for CPI. Okay. Tenant URL, they will provide development CPI URL. With the help of this URL, you can directly access the CPI environment. The integration suite, we call it integration suite URL, we can access it. If you go here, right, whenever you click on it, right, it will take you to the another URL. So here you can see the endpoint is showing everything in the last till here it will be the same integration suite. Till here it will be the same, but when it comes to the development system, only the host name will be changed. Only this host name will be changed. For quality, it will be a different host will come. Production, it will come a different host name. So based on this endpoint host name, we can identify whether is it related to development system, quality system, or production system. So based on this, we can identify it, and this will be maintained by the BTP cockpit team. So directly they will provide this endpoint URL with you. Now, the URL will be not same like similar. The URL will be similar but not the same. Okay. Each company, they have their own endpoint URLs will be created. The host name will be the different for each and every company, each and every user. Okay, so the company will have different host for like example, I'm using a trial account. So this is one of the host it was created. If you create it, right, it will be a different URL for you as well. And when it goes to company by company or product by product, right, there also they will have their own host name. The host name will be unique for everyone. It will be the not same, but the endpoint related to this, right, you can see this will be the same for everyone, because the process and everything will be the same. The application, how the application and the tools, everything will be the same for everyone. So that's why we call it as a like the endpoint will be the same, but the host will be the different for everyone. Uh, are you clear on this?
So, Dinesh, when you say instance, is it same like, a separate system or a different system we are working on? Is it something like a
No, yes.
VMware?
No. It's not like a different system actually. So VMware is different. Our CPI is different. Don't compare with any other application. Okay. CPI will work as an individual application. Tenant is like a environment only. For development system, we have one environment, right? So quality and production. So it's a landscape. It's depending upon the landscapes. Okay. So this is how the endpoint URL and the tenant will work. So do you have any other questions in the tenants, and do you have any more clarity on it? Can you please tell me?
So Dinesh, what is the difference between instances and environment like we have, right? So what is the primary difference on that? So instance, basically we have all the dev or prod or pre-prod setup there.
Yes.
But what does
Yes.
that environment specifically says?
So whenever you create any instance, right? So for each
Yeah.
instance, you will create a for development. Let me create. Okay. So if I go here, I can able to create multiple instances, but I can't create multiple environments, right? You can see SAP process integration runtime. So this is purely will help you for the integration flows. Okay, if I create any, if I have any development space, okay, here you can see I'm selecting the space. Whenever I'm creating, the process will be the same. Environment, runtime environment will be the same for every environment, but only the space will be changed. When it comes to development, it will be a different instance will be used, and quality different instance will be used. This is how the spaces. These spaces will be already created. Okay, so
Okay.
PTPT will create. They will just assign it. Everything, the process, everything will be the same. Only they will specify one dedicated instance to the dedicated landscape. Like if it is having development. Example, if you go to any store, so somewhere you see only related to the groceries, like nuts and everything will be stored in some specific place. And when it comes to biscuits and everything related to the snack items, it will store in the some specific place, right? So how they are
Yeah.
segregating based on the based on the product, right? So same like here also we have different environments. For development system they will use specific instances, and quality they will use a specific instances. Same like how the grocery stores will be maintained step by step process, right? So same
Yeah.
like here also they are using, because it needs to identify the process will be the same. They use a one BTP cockpit tool. The cockpit tool will be the same for all environments. This is platform. Okay, BTP will be the platform. In the platform, we have one instance will be used for development system, and specific dedicated. This is one instance. Okay, dedicated instance will be used only for the development system to identify where. Like example, if you go to mart anywhere, right? If you want to identify only snack item related things, right, you will directly go there and pick it, and you will come for the billing. This is how the process will be. If you don't know where it was, like if it is jumbled, right, you don't know where it was mentioned and how to identify that, and it will mark some lane markings, and boards will be there, right? So snack related items, grocery related items, and vegetable related items, it will the the signboards also mentioned. So same, it's like it's work like as a signboard. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just thought of
Yeah.
adding a couple of things here, team. Yeah, this is all completely not related to our development. This is cloud, right? So how the memory is allocated to our account, how the tenant is getting created, how they create the account for us. So suppose one business goes to SAP, they want to have a license. Then they will be giving some options. Guys, we have three different options: basic integration suite, or standard integration suite, or premium integration suite. What is your need? So depending on their need, they will get the product. So for each product, internally, who will be maintaining all the cloud applications? SAP itself, right? Is it clear? SAP is doing all the like installation, maintenance, updates, all the parts, all the pieces of work will be done by SAP itself. Is it clear? So we
Yes.
are
Yes.
the users. We go and pay per use. We use and pay. Business will go there, get the account, they pay for the use. They pay as they use, right? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, being a developer, we don't need to worry about how the memory is allocated, how the tenant is created. These are all the behind the screens. So, for now, please don't pay much attention here on this area. Okay?
Yes, this is only for the environment, like a system creation. Whenever
Yeah.
you use
Yeah.
any
One more.
system, right?
Yeah. One more point I would like to clear. So, here, if you go to the URL, right? Yeah. If you go to the URL, yeah, this is important. All that you need to know. So in SAP, some people are from SAP, some are not, right? So just thought of explaining how SAP systems work. In SAP, any module, if you take, there will be three systems: development system, quality system, production system. Some environments, some customers, they also have pre-production system. So then if they have pre-production system, that will come. Yeah, this is important. Please try to understand. If you have any questions, please let us know. So every client should have minimum 3 environments: development system, quality system, and production system. Some customers, they may include pre-production system that comes in between quality system and production system. So far, are we clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do they need all these systems? What is the purpose of having these systems? Let us discuss one by one. Development system. They start, this system is used for development of the interfaces. So if you are creating one interface today, it's going to, like, we need to start our development in development system. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Once your development is completed, what do you do? Guys,
Move it
can
to
you
the
please go on
testing.
mute? Yeah, this echo is coming.
I request others to mute yourself so that there will not be any echo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what do you do after completing your development? So you completed your development.
Testing.
Generally, we go for testing, but here I don't know how it works.
Yeah. So once you complete your development, you test yourself, right? Basically,
Right, right.
that is called unit testing. Please try to write down. If you are coming across new words, please try to write down. Yeah. So unit testing, that is called unit testing. Unit testing is done by the developer. Once you complete your build development, you are going to test yourself with your like known data, and then once you are confident, you will be asking the functional team who assigns you the work is functional team. Business comes to functional team. Suppose if the interface is related to finance team, functional specialists will come to us and they will be asking for building an interface. So they are the owners of this interface. We are working for them. We are customizing and creating interface. So is this clear? So business users will never come to us. We are the technical folks. In between business and us, there will be functional folks. Are we clear?
Yes, Kev.
Could you please repeat the last part again? In between?
Yeah, business users, they have a, usually they get requirement, right? So they want to build an interface between two systems. So they reach to functional folks, functional leads. So owners will be there, right? For each department, we call it as functional. Material management,
Okay.
finance, sales. These are all called functional areas. Okay.
Okay.
Business requirements comes to functional specifications they will create. Functional people will come to us, and then we will be getting all the requirements from them, and we will be creating, our architect will get the requirements and create the technical specification documents. And for the developer, technical specification document is the input. By seeing the document, you are going to start your development in development system, and you are going to test with your known data, and it is called unit testing. And once you are confident, you are going to notify the functional owner, guys, we are ready to test with real time data. Is this clear?
Yes.
Then they will be giving us green signal to move our interface code to test system. That is called quality system. So far, if you have any questions, please let us know. Is anyone having any questions? Okay. So
No.
when you move your code to quality system, that we call as transportation. Transportation is one mechanism. You need to know how to transport objects from quality system, one system to another system, dev to quality, or quality, or like quality to pre-prod. So actually, we don't move from quality to pre-prod, but one system to another system. How do we transport? You should know. Okay, that is another area. So if you know the things, that's okay. If you don't know, if you are feeling it is a new term, please note down and try to understand the process. So it doesn't matter, irrespective of the interface. This is the same process you follow. Okay. So once you move all your interface objects to quality, there might be some small changes you need to do manually. For example, a quality system server might be different from development system, right? So when you are connecting to the server, so the adapters, they might need to be adjusted. So in development, when you are connecting and testing, you might be connecting to development systems. And when you are connecting test systems, you need to adjust the server details in the adapters. That's the manual step. So is this clear? So think like development system is separate and then quality system is separate. And when you move all your objects to quality system, you also need to do some adjustments in the adapters. Can anyone tell why do we need to do adjustments?
No, as we are doing this testing using the real-time data, based on that, we need to do the adjustments.
Why?
The application might be a different application, so that we need to
Source
make the
source system also, they might like we need to get the source from quality, right? Source system also, they do have development, and some customers they do have development, quality and production. Some customers they do have only two systems, development and production. So if the customer has three systems, development, quality and production, they might be asking you, instead of dev system, now I am sending my source message from quality system. Then in your adapter, you need to connect to the right system. Got it?
Right.
So
Yes.
same way as target system also. If the customer has three systems, quality, dev, quality and production, you need to point to the quality system instead of dev system. Is it clear? Guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. Then
yeah, KP.
once the testing start, functional people will be testing. This testing we call system integration testing, SIT. Why it is called system integration testing is message comes from authentic source system and your adapter is tested and that message will come to CPI and CPI will be processing and it is going to hand over the message to the target system. End-to-end testing will happen. Systems integration like source, CPI and target. All the three systems will be working like a single unit. Functional leads, they will be just triggering the message and then they will see the result in the target system. As if there is no other middleware in the process. Right? Is this clear?
So whatever the testing we are doing here, and after we modify everything and all, that testing is called a system integration testing.
Why? Why it is called system integration testing? Can
Because we
anyone
are
tell?
test
We are integrating systems, multiple systems, source system,
right that
CPI, target system, all the systems work like a single unit.
correct.
So that is called system integration testing. Okay. We will leave our interface there as long as they want to test. Is this clear?
Yes.
Am I confusing? Yeah. Once they are good with all the test results, they will be asking us to move forward our code to pre-production system if they have pre-production system in place in their landscape. There we are going, we are like they will be inviting the business user to run the test in the pre-prod. In the pre-production system, they will be inviting the business user who initiated the work for them. So who will be like taking care of these functional folks will be inviting the business users, and we will be there to support if there is any issue. We will be there to fix the issue. But ours is like just support role, but initiation will be done by functional folks. They will be inviting the business folks, and then they will do the testing with the production data, nearly production data. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Then it is called UAT, user acceptance testing. Once the UAT is done, if the business user is good with the results, they will sign off. That means they are giving green signal to move the code to production. So functional specialists, functional folks, they will be letting us know, okay, we want to move to production. Then we will be transporting our objects, and then we will be making the adjustments again. Do we need to do adjustments or not?
Yeah, we need to.
Source systems, we need to point to production now. Source production, target production, and then we need to make sure all the changes are in place. This is also we call as like cutover or go live. Okay. In case during the SIT, if they find some errors, they are expecting some other results, but they are getting some. If they find some bugs, what they do, they let us know. They raise a defect in the tool. Okay, they raise a defect and they explain the issue in the defect and they assign to us. Then how do we fix it? Anyone? Where do we fix and how do we fix?
Move the code back to dev environment, fix there, and move again to QA.
No need to move, right? Already there. You have
Yeah.
already there. Code is already there, right?
Yes.
Moving means you are not moving the code. You are just to copy. You are moving the objects. Just one copy is moving. So if you get a defect in quality, you need to start fixing the issue in development system. Always we need to start working or fixing issues in development only. Again, you test yourself from your end. Once you are ready, so that's the same process. Always after your development, you do the unit testing, and then you will be capturing the results, and you get the approval, and then you will be moving code to quality. And then again, you will be letting them know to test. Once they are okay, then they will move forward. Till they are okay, we have to like do the iterations, dev and quality iterations. So is this clear or any questions? Anyone having any questions? The terminology or the process?
Do we have
Okay.
any repositories for different build versions?
No, it is already taken care in internal. So when you are doing modification, so one version is already transported and you are doing again modification, the next version will be created for the object.
Okay. It's a pipeline, right? That's what you're saying.
What do you mean by pipeline?
Like we have a continuous integration to all the environments, like dev to QA, QA to production.
This is the standard process, irrespective
Okay.
of the interface, whether you are using HTTP, F-file, SFTP, doesn't matter. This is the process. If you are if you understand this process, 99% of the clients follow the same.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
That's why it is important to understand. So the terminology is same, process is same. So if there is no pre-production system, how do they conduct the UAT, user acceptance testing? Can anyone try to tell?
Do we have any downtime moving the code to production and then asking prod user to test there in production? I mean, do a
No. So
sample.
in production, you don't test anything.
I mean, like sample transactions.
No, not required. That's depending on very rare. If you are like doing some adjust, it's like break fix is different incidents, and then doing development and moving is different, right? But my question is, if you don't have pre-production system, where do you do the UAT? In dev, quality?
The QA.
Yes,
Quality in quality system we do.
that's the right answer. Yeah, so we need to do the UAT also in quality system. Okay. So any questions so far? Yes. So now you understood few terminology, right? To few terms: development system, quality system, production system, unit testing, SIT, UAT, functional folks, business um, users, and technical team. These are all the things we discussed. Hope we are all clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So now what Dinesh was telling, you can relate, right? The URL. The URL part for development it is different, quality it is different, production it is different, right?
Yes.
Yeah, understood. So we were also told that we do not create all those environment. I mean
No,
instances,
no, no.
whatever we will be using.
No, that's the background thing. We don't need to pay attention there. But what I'm asking is, when you see the URL, you need to understand where you are working. Are you working in
Yes,
development
yes,
or
yes, yes.
quality and production? For now, you need to know that only. Okay? Yes, are you okay? Not? Any
Is,
questions?
is it
Yeah,
clear?
got it.
Yeah, we are okay.
Yeah, okay. So pay attention on that part. So now you are going to log into development system and you are going to create accounts to log into development system, and then we start learning CPI. Yeah, okay. Yeah, continue, Dinesh.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope you are good at this environment, right? So for each environment, will have the each endpoint. So this will be segregated depending upon the host name. Okay, so it will come under your when it comes to a real time, right? At the time they will provide you the URL directly. They will provide a host like a URL for development, quality, and production. You can use it. You need to just you need to understand which URL is used for which environment. Okay, so whenever you require any developments, right? As KP said, whenever it comes to development part, the development and everything will be created here. So here we can see we have these options, right? These are all the predefined options. What I told you, right? We have predefined options. There is no need to create anything. We are just rearranging the process depending upon the requirement. Okay, so here it will be used. So here home will be the main screen. It will show you is there any integration flows are created, started, and everything. It will show here. You can see it's showing, right, integrations and APIs. Okay, so here it will be show. So is there any started integration flows are started, are starting, are stopped error. So it will show here. Any messages comes to CPI. At that time it will show here. And when it comes to discover, okay, so discover means, so SAP has already provided some predefined objects, like SAP has integrated with multiple business applications, right? So based on their experience and their analysis and their business functionality, they have already created some of the predefined flows. Predefined flows means they have already created some of the flows related to the business. Like example, let's take this is one of the integration package. So here let me tell you. Okay, so here we have a two type of things. One is related to uh, package and one is artifact. Okay, so package will contain all the artifacts. Okay, so all the artifacts will be created under the package. Package is like a folder. Whenever you create any folder for a specific activities, right? At that time you will create one package. Okay, so in the package you will place some, like it's like a folder. Let's take a folder. In the folder you will place all the files, the required files related to the folder. You will place it, right? So same like here also, package is like a folder for the integration flows. Under the package you will create the artifact. Okay, artifact is nothing but a uh, integration flow. When we create an integration flow, right, it will come under artifact. Okay, so there is no much about it. Okay, it's just a naming convention. Okay, so when you see here, these are all the packages. If you see here, this is one package. This is predefined packages. SAP has already given some of the packages. If you want to use it, you can use it. Here we have a three type of. Okay, so SAP has given some packages, predefined packages. Packages, you can use it. Okay, uh, we can use it as it is, and if you want to modify anything also, you can modify, use uh, uh, use same and do modifications as well. Okay, so if it is required, if you want to do any modifications, right, so you can modify also. If you want to do any modification in the existing package, you can use that and you can modify it, or else you can create a new iflow as well. We can create. Okay, so we can create a new artifact. So whenever it comes to package and artifacts, right? Package will having all the artifacts, and each artifact will have their own integration flows. Okay, so you now you are clear, right? Do you have any questions on the package and artifacts? Hello, can anyone?
I'm little not clear with what artifact is. You said
Okay.
we also have some
Artifact.
predefined artifacts and we can create some new artifacts depending upon the business request, is it? Is that what you
Yes.
meant?
So yes, actually, yes. No, no, no. Artifact and predefined artifacts are different actually. Okay. So SAP has already given some of the packages. Okay. Predefined packages they have already given. We can use it. Okay. SAP has given a predefined packages. So we can use it. These are all the in the discovery tab. If you see integrations, right? So here you can see
Yeah.
677 packages. Okay,
Shall we discuss
677
all
packages
the
are.
terms? Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Dinesh. Each word, new term, like every new term, take it and explain. Some people know, some people does not know. Some people are new to IT. So let us make everyone clear. Each word. So suppose if you take a package, you can consider it as a folder. So just explain the words, terms, and then that will be easy for them to catch.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So package is nothing but a folder. So in the folder, if you see here, this is one package. This is like a folder. In the folder, you can see artifacts are 49 artifacts are created. So artifact is nothing but an integration flow. It will help you to the it's a one flow. If you see here, let's go here. If you see here, this is one flow. This is from sender one to sender A to sender B. You are going to create a connectivity. So this will come under one integration flow. We call it as an artifact. Each flow we call it as a artifact, and all the packages like a multiple artifacts will come under package. It's like a folder package.
So in other words, artifact is something that has the flow configuration. Like, is that correct?
Yes, yes, yes. Artifact. Fact, iFlow. Okay, so artifact is like a iFlow. So whenever you create any development in any system, like any development from system A to system B, or system related activities like connectivities, right? So then we call it as a int iFlow or artifact. Okay, we call it as an artifact. You can take it as an artifact, but in the real time scenario, we will call it as a iFlow only. Okay, so these are all synonyms for the iFlow, artifact, and everything. Okay, whenever you see artifact, so here multiple artifacts will be created under the package, but if you see here, these are all the artifacts created under one package. This is one package, right? So under package, you can create multiple artifacts, like multiple iFlows. You can create it. So these are all multiple iFlows. Okay, so these are all given by the SAP predefined packages SAP has given. So we can use it. So like if you see here, one of the confirm business partner relationship
Yeah, can you
replica
please open one
to
artifact?
SAP. Yeah, yeah. One second, KP. So here you can see confirm business partner replication. Sorry, relationship replica for SAP. This is related to partner replica, and this is related to partner replication to S4 HANA, and this is related to product replication. So here you can see business partner is different, business partner replication is different, and product replication and business partner replication. These are all different integration flows. Okay, if you see here, uh, if you go to the flow, so here we will define the what is sender, what is the receiver, and how the integration will be happen. So this is how we will define actually. So in the real time, we will define these artifacts. Okay. So here you can see this is a sender and this is a receiver, and we are communicating with the HTTP connection, and the receiver side we are communicating with the SOAP connection, and here in between the integration flow we are doing some modifications. Okay, so these are all will come under artifact. This is one
Okay.
integration flow as a one
Uh,
artifact.
yeah, let us ask anyone to explain. So, can anyone help us to understand how far you understood package, artifact, and then iFlow? Three new words, right? We are hearing discovering. So, this is our CPI system. When you log in, you go to this page. So, you need to be very, very clear about each and every option given here. So you should know what is discover, what is design, what is monitor, what is inspect, what are all there in settings. So here, this is our development area, right? We need to know. Do you agree?
Yes.
So like earlier, we cannot skip these things. We must know. So discover is one option given for us in the tool. Okay. What is the purpose of discover? Purpose. Basic purpose is before going to start your development. Suppose if you are going to MS Office, before going to create one template, suppose if you want to create one invoice template, so they are giving you standard templates. Why they give you instead of starting from the scratch? If it is useful for you, you can take it and do the modifications and then use it, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That actually saves our time as well.
That is what SAP did here. Terms are different. So discover. First, before going to develop your own in development, you can go here and see if there is any useful template for you. If it is
Okay.
useful, you take it, take a local copy, and then you modify it. Done. Right?
Right.
Is this clear? That's it. That is your helpful tool. You don't need to worry understanding that. Okay. So discover, how many are there at this point of time? They are growing. They are 600 plus. If you go to discover once, Dinesh, how many are there now as of today?
We have 677.
Can you go there? Discover, click on discover, please. Yeah, 677 packages, right?
Right.
These are not templates, these are packages. So they club interfaces related to one business functional area into one package. So if you go to one package, what is the name? Sales Cloud, right? SAP Sales Cloud and SAP Service Cloud version 2. Integration for master data with SAP S4 HANA. So if your client is having similar kind of requirement to connect to S4 HANA, so if you click this, uh, can you please open this package?
First one. Okay.
What do you see here? There are 49 artifacts inside. These are templates. Can you please click on artifacts? So here, each one is one flow. Okay, our our development, we call it as iFlow. So each one here you see is the template, right? The same template. If you want, you can use it as is. So if you see here, integration flow, you see on the screen, right?
Right. Right.
That we call as iFlow in short form. I small letter, flow, F capital letter. In the real time, we call it as iFlow. Is this clear so far or confusing anything?
Yes, clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
clear.
instead of starting every time from the scratch, most of the SAP systems related integration content is given free of cost. That is the reason why all the SAP users prefer to use SAP CPI as their middleware, because all the integration SAP systems, how they communicate to the rest of the world. So SAP systems connectivity to CPI is already the, instead of you don't need to develop objects on that part. You can simply use from here. Half of the work is completed, right? If SAP system is there on the sender side or receiver side, then your half of the work is completed. It is already given here in the discovery. Guy, you got it?
Yes, yes. So,
So
KP, I think here it is very crucial to identify which one we need to use, right? Based on the
correct,
requirement.
correct. So that is
Okay.
the part of architect.
Okay.
The role of architect is to understand the customer business requirement, and if there is a standard content available in the discover, he will be proposing the iFlow to the business. Can you please open one iFlow here? Yeah, this is the iFlow. So he will be presenting this to the customer. He will be showing. So we get the message from here in this format, and we are going to next step. And in this step, these are all the things happening. And the next step is this, and these are all the things happening. He will be explaining to the business. If they want to use it as is, they can use it. If they want to modify, they will give the modifications. So is this clear?
Yeah. So far, it is clear, KP. I think
Yeah.
we will
Here one
we
question.
we.
Yeah,
Hmm?
one
Okay.
question. So like SAP CPI, there are so many other integration tools from other vendors. Okay, MuleSoft, Dell Boomi, they are also pioneers in integration. TIPCO, Web Methods, all these are all integration tools, right? Right. So integration is required for any business. So we have multiple integration tools in the market. But SAP customers, SAP's purpose, like their target is to encourage SAP customers to use SAP CPI as their integration tool. So this discover concept is going to help all the SAP users to reduce their work and save some money, right? That is the reason why SAP users 100% they go for SAP CPI as their integration tool. So is this clear to all?
Yes.
SAP users are going to use SAP CPI as the middleware 100%. And some other users also, they can use SAP CPI as the integration tool. Some other users in the sense like source side, third party system will be there, non-SAP system, and target side also non-SAP system will be there. But still CPI is capable of connecting to them and establishing interface. So is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now going back to our tool. So hope you all understood what is package, what is artifact, what is iFlow. These are the three new words we learned. Is it
Yep.
clear? Just
Yeah.
folder,
So,
folder,
yeah.
just folder is package, and logical segregation. Depending on the business functionality, they segregate all the related things. So, suppose the HR related things, they club into one folder, or finance things, they will become clubbing into one folder, one package, similar to that. Sales cloud, one area, success factors, one area. So these are all the packages. Okay. And to be frank, really, do we use this as a developer?
I mean, we can make use of them if needed, right? It's
No.
not like
You,
mandate.
do you use as a developer in the day to day? So
I
who
don't
is
think
going
so.
to who is going to heavily depend on this? Guys, you need to participate actively. Who is going to heavily depend on this?
Business.
No, architect.
No,
Business
architect.
architects, because business comes with their questions to architects. They need to explore all the options available, and then they need to present to the business. If they are ready to use as is, they will use, otherwise they will ask for the customization. So this option is given in the tool. Okay, and who is going to heavily use this option is the
Architect.
integration
Architect.
architects. So you should know this point. Okay, are we clear or any questions?
Oh, we are good.
Okay. Anyone having any questions, please do not hesitate. Yeah, please raise your question so that everyone else can understand.
Hi, Rob. This is Dinesh. You
Yeah.
do have only integration flows here, or do you have any other configurations or scripts which is predefined?
No, only iFlows only. In the iFlow also, they give you the like possible business process. For
Okay.
example, if you are for like R2R or OTA, order to cash, so standard processes. So ideally, irrespective of the business, for all the domains. So SAP will not consider it for the banking or insurance or for oil and gas or any other particular domain. They don't consider, but they create in general for all the businesses.
Okay. So
So
in
if
that
they
case, we can name what is it?
artifacts,
Artifact as iFlow, right?
correct. That's
Okay.
true.
Okay.
Template
Okay.
iFlow,
Okay. Template. Okay.
template
Got
iFlow.
it.
If we want, we will use it. Otherwise, we will go for our own iFlow from the scratch.
Got it. Yeah.
So the same format or the pattern we follow when we are creating our iFlow. We create a package. We follow the same strategy.
Or we can clone this and edit it also.
Yes, yes. That is like if the architect is asking us to go for that, we go for that. Otherwise, we start from the scratch, our
Okay.
development. Yeah,
Okay.
our development starts in the like other section. Design is there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that is for our developers.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. So yeah, Dinesh, yeah, please go ahead.
So, yeah, this is how the SAP has given predefined packages to us. So if required in the real time, based on the requirement, we can use it. We can identify, like example, SAP is like the requirement is related to HR related. Okay, let's search HR. You will find some of the HR related things here. Okay, so you can see HR. You can directly search with the uh, required subject line so that you can find it. HR related data. If you see employee central integration and request access related activities. If any employee joins, right? So their access request is needed and employee data need to be maintained in somewhere, right? So here they have already created that payroll related activity and the revenue from the person how it be generating and employee payment deductions to some of the countries. So UK for UK, and they have created like this. If you go for the payroll or any employee central or access request system, right? If you go here, so most of the cases it will be the same. The artifact will be the same. The process will be the same process, right? Only the thing is the connections will be changed here. If you go here, the process. Okay, so the process will be the same. You can see they are started sending messages from the ERP system, and there they will send the customer related data, and it will do some modifications, and it will send it to the receiver application. Okay, this is a receiver application. IAG is the one of the third party tool, so they can use it. So this is how the integration flows will be developed. Okay, if you required, you can reuse it, or you can directly create it in the design part. Okay, so discover purely come under the packages which SAP has given. Okay, so we are not going to do any modifications here. We are just reusing this object from design, from discovery to design part. Okay, design is purely in our scope. We will develop any interfaces, anything if you want to develop, modify, or any changes is required in the existing interfaces. No, you will come here design part, and in the integrations of API you will create it. Okay, if you require to create, it's see like here it's a packages are zero showing. Okay, there is no package, it's a new account, so there is no packages are created here. If you want to create any new package, you can create it for a specific business. Like example, if you see, so we have one system to another system. So this is related to from manufacturing. Okay, example, let's take this is manufacturing, for X manufacturing. Okay, X manufacturing related the system, and X manufacturing is integrating with some of their vendors. Okay, they have manufactured some of the goods. Like example, uh, they develop, they created one pen. Okay, so let's take one pen or book. Okay, or any other product they have created, the X manufacturer created. They want to sell with. They want to sell with any other their vendors. They are tied up with multiple vendors, right? So they want to integrate with them. So for this X manufacturer, what we will do is we will create one package, one folder for X manufacturer. We will create one package here, create a package. Using the create a package, you will give the name and technical name, whatever the details you have. Like each company will follow their naming conventions. Okay, some companies having their own naming convention. They have some country codes, some vendor name. First, like a vendor name will come. Okay, so let's take vendor name will come underscore. If they have any uh, like any product name related to the pen. Okay, so if they have the format, right, if they have any company related, let's take UK. Okay, UK company related things, they will create this format. In the short description, they will give you and what purpose we are creating it, what is the use of this package, and which vendor is going to use this product. We can give this short description here. Okay, short description. If you give a test sample. Okay, let's take test sample. Okay, and version. Whenever you create any product, any package, right, we need to give one package, one version here. Okay, initially it will take 001 version. If you modify anything to this package, right, the version will be changed automatically for these packages. Okay, so here you need to create. Here you can see overview and everything will be the empty. It's like a new page to us. So we are going to create it. Okay, so let's, if I save here, right, if you see here the package has saved here. If you go back, the package will be available. Earlier it was 0. I have created one package here for vendor A, for one of vendor, for X vendor or Y vendor, any vendor. I have created one package. Under this package, whatever related to this X manufacturer, right, so whatever the transaction related to the X manufacturer will go to this package and we will create it. Under this package only we will create it. Multiple artifacts we can create. Multiple artifacts we can create under this package, like related to this X manufacturer, right? So here we have edit option. Directly we can create integration flow. So here we have multiple options. Let's concentrate on integration flow first. Okay, so integration flow. So here it will ask you the which type of integration you are going to do, or what type of connections you are going to use. The details, the basic information we need to give here to understand. Like example, I am creating one integration flow, and later someone has come and checked this flow. So they need to understand, right? Why we have created this? What is the use of this integration flow? So that's why we are giving a proper name for it. If it is related to any sales related, okay, they have already created a product and they have sent it to the third party vendors. The sales they need to capture how many sales they have for the entire month or entire year, right? At that time, if you create a sales related integration, sales underscore capture, okay, let's take. I'm just taking names as a randomly, but when it comes to real time, right, it needs to be in a format. Okay, they will give you the naming convention format to you, so they based on that format you need to give these names. Actually, for now I'm giving randomly. So once you create any name here, right, so if I create it, the artifact will be created here. Okay, you can see the version 1.0.0 initial version, it was showing 1. Because we have not done anything. If you do anything, first time we are doing it in the empty, like it's empty page, we are adding some text. Okay, example, let's take a empty word pad, you are going to add anything, right? Once you save it, right, it will save on the particular date. It will show you the date and time when it was saved last. And if you do any modification on the existing file and again save it, right, it will change the date and time again. The last modified date, something it will show you, right? So same like it will show you the version. If you do any modifications to the existing version, the version need to be updated here, because initial version it was created like this, and later point of view I have added something to the existing flow, and then I saved it. When I save it, right, automatically the version will be changed. If you see here, you will see the save and save as version. If you do save as version, no, then the old version will be used. Like example, I have done some modification. Like example, I have added some channel. Okay, let's take and I just randomly creating. Okay, okay. So I just added here, and I just added receiver here, and the receiver I'm taking this IDOC. Okay, I'm randomly creating one. Okay, I just saved it. Okay, if I save here, right, so if you go here, the version is showing currently. Okay, currently it's in traffic because it was not activated. So I have to deploy it because I don't have configurations. Let's assume it was saved. Say if it is saved, right, then it will show you only 1.0.0 here. But when you save it as a version, okay, if you save it as a version, then it will show you the new version. We can see the new version has created 1.0.1. It was going to create it. We can give some comments here when you are saving it anything, right? So what are the changes you made for these? So then it will capture everything in the history. It's like a history of the iFlow, how it was created earlier in the 1.0.0 version, and what are the changes we did for 1.0.1. So this will be helpful because when you save it, right, like example, I have initial version is running successfully in the production, and I have done some modifications here. So whenever you see any modifications are happen to the existing flow, like example, initial version, I have some connections here. I have some connections here. So later I did connection changes or any modifications in the existing flow. Later point of view, after my changes, right, the integration flow stopped working. It's giving some error. So at that time, the history will help you to revert back the changes. The older version, we can revert back to the older version as well. I'll show you actually. So let me capture this. Okay, let me take one HTTP channel. HTTP.
I have a question here. Can we
Yes.
can we do this changes to one of the existing artifacts and I mean
Yes.
whatever is available under integrations, so that it
Yes.
will be easy for clear understanding instead of defining newly.
Yeah. So I just creating. That's why I'm creating new. Okay. I just created
Okay.
one more. I'm just adding some random connection. Okay. So let's take one HTTP again here. connection. I'm just adding because this is not the real time connections. I'm just creating randomly. Just saved it and okay, so first I have saved it. So I have initial version. If you see, I just saved it and deployed it. Okay. So whenever you do any changes, anything, right, you need to deploy it. Otherwise, no, the changes will be not affected. Deployment will be like a activation. Whenever do you do any changes, then you need to deploy it. Deploy is nothing but a activation. Okay. So deployment failed. Why it was failed? Let's see. So here we can see the problems. So deployment status not deployed. Okay, let me redeploy it again. I think it's having issue with SAP account. Okay. So it's still in starting mode. Okay. So whenever you deploy anything, right, the deployment will be starting first, then it will be started. It will show you in the green. Then only we can identify, like we can understand it's activated successfully. But still, this one is activating. Okay. So let's go to integration flow. Okay. See, it's still not deployed. That's why the version is not showing correctly. Let me redeploy it again. You can see it has successfully deployed. If I go here and see the deployment status, right, it will show you it in the green. Okay. If you see here, you can see the deployment has started. Earlier it was starting mode. Now it was started. So now I can see if you go here and see that version. Okay. If I save as a version and I'm just giving test history, I'm just saving it. Okay, I just saved as a version and I'm deploying it again. Here and see the artifact. You can see the version is changed. Earlier it was 1.0.0, now it was version changed. Okay, if you want to see the history, you need to click on here. So here you can see the initial version is this and active version is this. If you want to revert these changes back, here we have an option. If you want to do, like in the 1.0.1 version, you have done some changes. Due to some issue, the version is not working as expected. Then you to avoid the impact on the business, for now what we need to do is we need to go with the existing version only for the business impact. So then what business suggested you to do is revert the changes to existing version. Then later you can analyze what is the issue from your end. You can analyze it in the later point of view after changes, right? So then at the time what you will do is you will revert the changes from 1.0 1.1 to 1.0.0 version, you can revert it. Here you can directly have option. If you revert it, right, automatically the version will be reverted. See, the version is reverted. If you want to do any modifications again to this in the development, then it will come. Here you can see the initial version, there is no connection we have added. Later we have added some HTTP connections, right? It was not there connection. It was reverted back. If you want to do anything again, so then you need to do it manually. The older version will not be reflected. If you want to do it again, then you go here and you have a version 1.1, then you can revert it back. If you revert it back, the new version will be updated here. If you see here, the connection will be here. You got it, right? The version, because in the real time we'll do concentrate more on this part only. Whenever you are doing any changes, any modifications, any new developments, right, it will come under this screen only. Most of the at times we need to work on this screen. So this is how you need to understand what option, like each option you need to understand.
So team, this is our area of development. Design is our area. So you need to know each and every option we have here. And do you understand how do you start creating your own iFlow?
Yes, KP.
Yeah,
More or less, I think we need to, practice once. But now we understood like where we
yeah.
need to go.
Can you tell in your words how do you create your iFlow? You need to create package.
Yeah. First, we need to go. I think.
Yeah, first the package, then we need to create the artifact. That artifact, we will be creating that depending upon the request that we need to process, right? So,
No, that and all is just naming standards.
okay. And then, yeah, then for, oh, you want me to say about the naming conventions, all those? What was
No,
that?
not required. Naming
Okay.
standards, every company, every client has their own naming standards document.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
your
that
voice
needs to
echo
be
is
met.
coming, Jayanti. I think multiple, I think,
Oh,
I don't know why it is echo is coming. Yeah. So every client, usually they maintain their naming standard document. So how to create package, how to create artifact, and all these names will be clearly mentioned to you in the technical design document. You are going to use the same names,
Okay.
and you need to follow the same name standards. So ideally, like every client, they follow the same SAP standard methodology. How SAP is categorizing all the packages depending on the business functionality. Similar way, clients also prefer to use the same. So HR related interfaces they want to keep in one package, finance related one package. So like that, each business functional area they want to keep it in a separate package. So is this clear? Once package
Yes.
is ready, there you are going to create one finance system might have a number of interfaces in the real time. So for that particular interface, what name you want to give, reflecting the business functionality. So using the naming standards, you are going to give the name, and then you are going to start building your iFlow. Once it is like this is your iFlow integration flow editor. Here, if you see on the top, there are a lot of options are given. These are all called palette functions. So you are going to use these palette functions depending on your requirement, and we are going to learn each and every palette function, when to use and how to use, what's the purpose. So once you understand design part, you are ready for the placement. Is this clear? Along with the
Yes.
design, one another area was like frequently we visit. The next one, monitor. Once you create, you deploy, and you go to monitor and you check your deployment is there and what is the status. If error is coming, what is the why it is coming, all the logs. And so design and monitor, these two are the key areas for the developer. You need to master these areas. So we have three steps, right? Learn, practice, master. So the keywords, try to learn every day one new keyword, and then in a week or 2 weeks you will be knowing most of the keywords, and then you will be good. So today you come across few new terms like package, iFlow, artifact, and then design, the discover. So this screen should be like a photographic memory. Like you should remember this always. Yeah, please go ahead with the other options, Dinesh. Do you have any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far?
No, I'm good, KP.
Yeah, yesterday and today what we discussed is like what is CPI, why it is useful to business, and how SAP is giving access to us. And then we entered into CPI, and here different work areas are given and for different folks. So Discover is exclusively to design the solutions, and then design and monitor is for the developers. Okay. So rest of the options also we will discuss, but majorly 90% of your focus should be on design and monitor. So on the top of the iFlow, you see lot of options are there, right? So each and every option you should know. So for now, where to focus you understood, right?
Yes.
Guys, anyone having any questions? Shall we move on? Guys, you need to speak out. If you don't express, we don't know, right? Whether they are following or not.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Dinesh, please go to next section. Give you a high-level definition for today, and then we can go and explain in detail tomorrow. Once you understand all the functions, like basic definitions, and what are all the areas we have, and then we will start getting our own access. Every one of you will be having your own access to practice, and then you can explore more and more. Yeah, just high level definition. Can you give, Dinesh, for the rest of the things? You're on mute, Dinesh.
Yeah. So here, whenever you develop any interfaces, okay, so after that, no, development will be completed, and then we need to monitor the flow. Okay, whether is it working fine, is the deployment correctly deployed or not? Those details we can check it in the monitoring. Monitoring purely for the to check the flows, messages, and artifact details, and we will have some security materials, right? Like example, we are using some connections. For each connections, like if you are trying to come connect with the third party, any third party system, okay? So they have their own. See, if you see, this is one of the third party system. If you want to connect with this system, right? Then we require some authentication. Okay, authentication is nothing but access. They will provide some access to you to a CPI. So CPI using that access, CPI will connect to the system. So this how the access also will come under this monitoring part. Okay, so here we have so you can see. So message monitoring messages. Whenever you see any messages are processing from the CPI, so here the message will come here. So how it will come and how we'll check all this, we'll check in detail next classes. Okay. And message integration content. Whenever you deploy any messages, right, it will come here because we have already deployed one iFlow. The Dropbox I have selected as adapter as per predefined function, right? It was already started. It has some capabilities under Dropbox having some capabilities, predefined capabilities. So that's why it has automatically started. Okay. So here, this is the one of the flow we have created and we have deployed. Once it is deployed, it right, so it will show you all the details. Okay, the endpoint. What is the endpoint? We need to provide it to the sender system to access this flow. So, and what are the status details of this flow, and what are the artifact details? This will come under scope. Okay, so they all will be created automatically. So once the deployment is created. So when it comes to security material, so we have some receivers, right? So receiver having their own credentials and everything, right? If you want to use that credentials, then we'll use it in the security managed security level. So we will check in detailedly, but I'm just briefing you what are the options we have. Okay. So managed security will have to maintain all the security related like username, passwords, and if they have any certificates, and if they have any PGP encryption decryptions things, right? So then it will come under the scope management, managed security scope. And managed stores, I told you, right, some of those data stores will be used in the starting of the classes because we don't CPA don't have their own DB, so it will be used in the runtime cache level. So but instead of runtime cache, if you want to store any data, specific data you want to store for some time, are any sometimes the messages got failed, so at that time you want to restart the messages again from the CPA side. At that time the managed stores will be used. So SAP will provide some of the space to this cloud account. So based on the tech storage, we can store it. They have some like a example, they are providing 1 GB of storage for this in the backend, no? Then only 1 GB until 1 GB we can store it. If it is more than 1 GB, we cannot store it. Okay, if it is increasing or anything, no, we need to purchase the storage data stores. That's why the data stores we will not use it for all the interfaces. Only for the specific interfaces or critical interfaces we'll go for this manage storages. Okay, data stores and everything we'll go for it. And logs, whatever the logs will be stored, the artifact details, what are the deployed details and everything, it will be stored in the access logs. And manage logs. So manage logs will come under if any integration flow is someone is working, okay, not you. So we are not alone work on this integration suite. Okay, so some other people also will work, right? So example, some other person is also working on the one artifact. Like example, take this vendor. So some other employees also working on this integration flow. They are also doing some modification. At that time, the integration flow will be locked under his name. So I can't edit it. I can't go there and edit it. So at that time, it will be in the lock mode. You can see the manage logs. If it is locked continuously, then we can we can clear the logs, and it will come like a deadlocks, right? So, so, so this is how the manage logs will be work. The usage details per month and everything will be, we can analyze what is the message count and what is the size of messages we received for current month, and everything we can capture here in the message usage stage. So this is how the monitoring will work. We can check in detailly one by one when we are testing, right? When we are doing any testing, when we create any developments, we supposed to do some testing. Right at that time, the message will come here. I'll show you how it will be looks like and what are the options we will get after testing. And for this message content also, integration content also, I'll show you what are the details we need to check after development. I'll show you in the later classes. Okay, so this is how the discover, design and monitoring part will work. So this is the overall view of the tool. So do you have any questions on it? The inspection and settings will not under our scope. We will not maintain anything here. Only we will concentrate on discover, design and monitoring. And 90% will not go for discover. Only if you required existing interfaces to be reused predefined packages. If you want to reuse, then you can go for it. But most of the cases will create a new integration flows using this integration and APIs. Okay, here only will work. Most of the cases will work here. So, do you have any questions here, or else are we are good? Can someone respond, please?
No questions.
No questions.
No
Okay,
questions.
so you just go through with all our just go through with the features. Okay, you just explore what are the discover options and design, how it look like, and try to check in detail from your end as well. So that tomorrow onwards we can start one or two scenarios for to use all the options. Okay, we'll discuss more on that too. Okay.
Can you share the
And
link, Dinesh?
yeah, I am going to share that actually. So step by step.
Dinesh, I think it's the same link, right? That was shared yesterday.
Yes, yes, same link.
Okay. I just pinged in the chat.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So these are the same link. You can check it. Okay. So yeah, okay. We can connect tomorrow and we can discuss more on it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.